Greetings, greetings, greetings and salutations, one and all. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good morning, good afternoon to you wherever you are in the world. Good day. Happy hump day to you. Final show for the week. That's a show we call Real Talk, aka Marlon's favorite.
Ladies, it's either you're in or you're out. But this we talking about right here, look. Show me where you working with. That bump you want is the perfect fit. Girlfriend, show me where you working with. When you ain't not gonna that's the perfect mix. Show me where you working with. That bump you want is the perfect fit. Girlfriend, show me where you working with.
I want to say welcome to the show to those tuning on TuneIn Radio. The night shift to DJ Kevin Stew. Rotterbox.net. The Foundation Radio Network. One Harmony Radio. And all the other affiliates.
Show me where you working with. That bump you want is the perfect fit. Girlfriend, show
big ups to you.
Show me where you working with. That bump you want is the perfect fit. Girlfriend, show me where you working with. Where you ain't not good.
In the background, kicking it off a Ill Blaze.
It's easy.
The track is called Show Me.
But this we talking about right here, look. Show me where you working with. That bump you want is the perfect fit. Girlfriend, show me where you working with. When you ain't not gonna that's the perfect mix. Show me where you working with. That bump you want is the perfect fit. Girlfriend, show me where you working with. When you ain't not gonna that's the perfect mix.
That's right, Marlon.
Wait not go girl.
Real talk, fellas, real rockers.
Wait not go girl. Drop the bumper. Shit, you think cause I like come. Look where you push it back. I was right come.
For those of you who don't know, Real Rockers comes up from 7 till 10 with host, reggae music entertainer extraordinaire Marlon Burrell.
Girlfriend, show me where you working with. Where you ain't not gonna that's the perfect mix. No, wait not go down, girl. Sugar the bumper, wait not go down, girl. Drop the bumper, wait not go down, girl. Sugar the bumper, wait not go down, girl. Drop the bumper. 6:30, I look, I want you to see this one, what you want that. Girl, wait for the thing like you want, break it off, and bounce my neck, cause I love that, girl. Show me where you working with. That bumper you want is the perfect fit. Girlfriend, show me where you working with. Where you ain't not gonna that's the perfect mix. Show me where you working with. That bumper you want is the perfect fit. Girlfriend, show me where you working with. Where you ain't not gonna that's the perfect mix. No, wait not go down, girl. Sugar the bumper, wait not go down, girl. Drop the bumper, wait not go down, girl. Sugar the bumper, wait not go down, girl. Drop the bumper. Shit, you think cause I like come. Look where you push it back. I was right come. What things am I bring that you want do to you, girlfriend? You think that I fight time, girl. Show me where you working with. That bumper you want is the perfect fit. Girlfriend, show me where you working with. Where you ain't not gonna that's the perfect mix. Show me where you working with. That bumper you want is the perfect fit. Girlfriend, show me where you working with. Where you ain't not gonna that's the perfect mix. No, wait not go down, girl. Sugar the bumper, wait not go down, girl. Sugar the bumper, wait not go down,
I want to say thanks to Pulse Media Group for sponsoring this segment of the show.
Wait not go down, girl. Sugar the bumper.
When being in the moment is priceless, you want to give them a call. 754-999-6020. PulseEMG.com is where you go to visit them online. You want to capture a moment, you want to stream a moment on a secure platform. You want to do something just like what I'm doing right here, right now. Pulse Media can make it possible for you. Secure and your own. Good evening, Julian. Happy hump day to you. Again. Welcome to Real Talk.
Show me where you working with. Where you ain't not gonna that's the perfect mix. Show me where you working with. That bumper you want is the perfect.
Son of Ill Blaze. Show me.
Where you ain't not gonna that's the perfect mix.
And tonight is a night when we pretty much do the exposure. We sometimes expose ourselves. Mind you, it may be an exposure to only ourselves. but sometimes we expose ourselves. Tonight is one of those nights where we get the opportunity to look in the mirror. For a while now, I've especially in recent days, I've been focusing a lot on things that really makes one stop and think about where they are in life. If you haven't, that's fine. If you have, good. That's exactly where I was hoping you would go. Tonight we're looking at self-love. And of course, the first question could only be, what is self-love? What does that look like? And there are some who would never understand what self-love is. And there are some that have always known what self-love is. Kudos to them. Kudos to their parents or their community for growing them up in a way that they can recognize what that is. But for what I think would be the majority of us, we are on the path to recognizing self-love, or we have just discovered it ourselves. Some people have read about it and have practiced what it is that they see in books and articles. And some people have only heard about it. If you hear crumpling in the background, don't worry about it. It'll stop in a minute. Things are happening all around. There are some people that even when they've heard about it and they've read about it, they still don't get it until they experience it. And the thing is, you learn, you read, you discover. But you still keep searching for it. And when you find it, it's like learning a new trick. And you practice it and you practice it until you really get it. Magic trick. Juggling, whatever the trick is. Standing on one leg, walking in a straight line, spinning your left arm forward and your right arm backward at the same time. Rubbing your head, patting your belly, and reversing it. Whatever the trick is. You practice it until you get it. But once you get it, you kind of know what it feels like to do it. And at the end of it all, that is where we hope to get to when it comes to self-love. One way to approach it is the angle of what is not self-love. And a lot of people think to themselves, what we feel is a lot more of self-like than it is self-love. When you manage to lose a few pounds and your hair and your makeup looks good, ladies, well, men, some of you, you like yourselves. And when you achieve something big, you feel good. You like yourself. When you help somebody, you like yourself. Yeah, I did say when you help somebody. Because some people have it to say that when you're helpful, it is because the person needs help. You're really helpful because you want to feel good about yourself. If you stop and think about it, how many times have you passed someone that really needs help? And you just feel you just say, oh, well, I hope they get some help. And then there's a time when you stop and you're the one doing the helping. And you just feel good about it. And they're like, thank you. And you're like, oh no, don't mention it. It's okay. But you go away feeling that sense of accomplishment. And you pat yourself on the back internally. And there's nothing wrong with it. That's why we actually help people. Believe it or not. But what happens when all of those things, it's the opposite, and you actually put on some weight, and your hair is a mess, and you didn't take the makeup kit with you? Do you still look in the mirror with love and appreciation? Yes? No? Do you like even when you have pimples on your face? Do you still like yourself? When we often take the self-love, the look at self-love in a conditional sense, it's really self-like. Pure love is one thing, but instead of that, we actually judge ourselves. If we do something right, we reward ourselves with love. When we do something bad, then we punish ourselves by taking the love away. We become our biggest punishers. And it's funny. Apparently, when we do that, a lot of us, we do it over and over and over again. And we live in that punishment. It's amazing. We never stop to think about it until someone mentions it. And if you're true to yourself, you would go, wait, hold up. I've been doing that. True love is an unconditional feeling of love. Appreciation and acceptance for yourself. So, what then does this unconditional thing mean? It means that no matter what, you always love yourself the same. And some people might go, well, that's easy to do. But you really think about it. How do you get to that point? I came across some steps that someone had listed of how to get to the point of that unconditional self-love, that true self-love. And before the night is out, I'm going to share with you a perspective that I have of self-love. And there may be some that agree with me and some that just say, Stu, this is the last time I'll probably ever listen to you. Your show is hereby banned from my device. But I also want to hear from you guys. So, again, this is a judgment-free zone. The night shift, judgment-free. And I encourage you to share. If you're online, kevinstew.com, jump on into the stew pot. The water is always fine. You can communicate with me there. I'll see your messages. But you can also drop me a line. Give me a ring-a-ling on the ding-a-ling. 773-789-STEW. Easy to remember. 773-789-7839. give me a call or shoot me a text. I don't mind. We get to share. And Marlon, this is one of my favorite shows too. Can I tell you? I love them all equally, but I kind of look forward to Wednesday nights because with each of the shows you grow differently. This one I take personal. So, what kind of steps do you take to get to that true love of self? Well, firstly, you want to be aware of how you treat yourself. We talk to ourselves in our minds, but we're not always fully conscious of that voice. As I was on my way home today, I saw, yes, I do it. I'd stop at a traffic light and check out social media. I'm one of those that will do that. I admit. And I saw a meme where someone mentioned, the meme had something to do with 10 minutes. When you hear or when you talk to someone you love for 10 minutes, it can make your whole day. And I thought about that. And I was like, yeah, those 10 minutes with myself are amazing. And I posted that. I don't know if anybody else saw it. I don't know if anybody saw it and thought, you're so vain. And that's fine. Think that. But I thought it was interesting that they posted that meme and I was going to do this show tonight. And they probably didn't equate or connect the two things. And that's fine. So, your first step, become conscious of your inner voice and pay attention to what it is saying. Notice what you tend to tell yourself most often. What do you say when you do something amazing? And what do you say when you fail? Some situations in which you should keep your awareness of that inner voice. When you wake up and you look in the mirror, the first time each day. When you get scolded by your boss. When someone is mean to you. And hold on, stick a pin. How do you know when someone is mean to you? Is it that they didn't say what you expected them to say? Is that being mean? Because all that is that your expectation wasn't met and you kind of upset about it. But you can't control what they feel or say. So do you expect them to always see you in a particular light that they would say a particular thing? Again, here we go back to self-love. If they do say a particular thing that you don't like, is it that you don't like what they said or you don't like that thing about yourself? Let me continue the list. What comes to mind when you are mean to someone? When you act on anger? When you see a person in need, but you keep walking or you keep driving without helping them? When you put on weight, what do you say to yourself? When you make a mistake at work? When you want some unhealthy food. Is that like every day? When you skip your gym session, when you lie to somebody, when you make someone cry, when you feel lazy, when you take time to rest, are you still loving and caring towards yourself in all of these moments? Now, if you're not, don't worry. It's not something to beat yourself up about. All you want to do, or one of the things that you should do, or try to do, is to take control of your inner voice. The things you hear in your head now have been there your whole life. They didn't just appear. You might not have paid attention to it before. In which case, you might be shocked to hear some of the things you're actually saying to yourself. But it's always been there. The truth is, you've been feeding yourself these messages for years. And the more we hear something, the more we believe in it. Which means all the negative things that you've said to yourself have become your truths. They have become your beliefs. But does that make them permanent? Does it mean that that cannot change? Being aware of your inner voice. When you catch yourself saying something nasty to yourself, just say, hold up, wait, pause, delete. That actually sends a message to your subconscious mind to ignore what you just thought. Kind of weird, right? You had a thought and you're sending a message to your thoughts to ignore the thought. After canceling that thought, say a new thing. Say something that is more supportive, loving, and caring. And when you do it the first time, do it again, and again, and again. At first, it will seem like a lie. Because you have been constantly telling yourself a different lie, which had become your truth. So if you can tell yourself a new lie, that will become your new truth. If you're thinking of the new thing as a lie, then it only stands to reason that the old thing you were telling yourself was also a lie, right? So you possibly won't believe it at first, but it's a nice new message. And it becomes nicer the more you repeat it. And again, the more you'll believe it. We often hear of words of affirmation. And you would, if one of your partner's love languages or your love language is words of affirmation, you could enforce that by writing little sticky notes and putting it somewhere that you would see it or for your partner to see it. Because they make a difference. Believe it or not. But don't think that if words of affirmation are not your dominant love language, that you don't have it in you. It's a part of you. Everybody likes being told something that makes them feel good. It's a part of you. Tell yourself something that would make you feel good. How about that? Just for a change. Nobody is asking you to do it all the time. Well, lie. I am asking you to do it all the time. I noticed I didn't change my topic for tonight. Change the title and include my topic. There you go. Yeah, I am asking you to do it all the time. Because it can only make us better people. Good evening, 122. Welcome. How's the water in the pot? Hope you like it. But go ahead and start that journey. Change the message that you give to yourself. Another thing you want to do is to treat yourself like a child. What? Why would I want to do that? Well, people often ask how they should talk to themselves. And after being harsh with yourself, with your self-talk, you really don't know what that voice should be. So, to help change the tone of your inner voice, imagine yourself as a child. Some people call it your inner child. But turning into that inner child allows you to look at yourself without judgment. You ever notice that little children often just not judge people? They take them the way they are. They don't. It's no reason. That's how they feel. You see yourself as this little vulnerable creature that simply wants to be loved. And the moment you envision yourself as a child, you'll notice that the harsh judgment kind of subsides. We all have inner children in us. There are needs that we never meet when were never met when we were very young, and we carry these needs into our adult lives. We might not realize it, but we do, because we suppress them. We push them into our subconscious and not even realize that they're there, but they are. And treating yourself like a child allows you to cater to those needs. Is that a bad thing? No. It actually helps. So try it. Give it a shot. What do you have to lose? 30 minutes after that, we're going to take a quick little break. We come back, we talk some more. This is Real Talk Wednesday, right here on the night shift. We're talking about self-love tonight. And trying to see if we can get an understanding of what it is. Maybe by the end of the show, we can start to experience some of it. I don't know. Let's see. We'll be right back.
Pulsey Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. A new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulsey Media Group.
Are you crazy about the music industry? You aspire to hit it big in music? Or maybe you've sweated out a soulful killer beat and are now stuck finding it's not as easy as it looked. Oh, but it can be easy for you with JTMC. We've been there, we know how it feels, so we solve challenges like production, promotion, marketing, branding and development, and more. With over 30 years of experience, JTMC is a one-stop shop for artists. We handle your graphic design, writing services, PR as well as event planning, e-blasts, artist management and bookings, so also your website and social media needs as well. We're experts in using creativity to persuade audiences on behalf of artists, drawing on our diverse experience to create projects that connect with audiences intellectually and emotionally. Artist success is everything to us, and our years of experience and commitment will be behind you for every one of your needs. If you've got music for the world to hear, whether you're a new or established artist, visit us at jtmcenterprise.com.
Roll out with Island Rock Music and have fun. Check out the quality apparel at islandrockmusic.com. Designed for you and your crew. Hear the music, feel the breeze, with selected tracks and more. Available now from the online store at islandrockmusic.com. islandrockmusic.com. Log on today and ride with us.
Step in, these are roots vibrations.
Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise.
South Florida, Sunday evenings in the Garden is back in full swing. Bigger and better than before. The Garden now under new management. Yes, Sunday evenings in the Garden now kicks off at 6 p.m. with live entertainment on the patio, followed by main stage performances on the inside. Happy hour drink specials from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Also announcing the return of the Open Mic Hour. The Open Mic Hour, where the best performer wins $100 each and every Sunday. You could be a winner in the Garden, home of the award-winning Code Red Band. Sunday evenings in the Garden. Doors open 6 p.m. Free admission before 8 o'clock. $10 after. The best in live entertainment. Every Sunday, a different showcase. In the Garden, where the stars come out and shine. Like it, please share it.
Hey, I'm representing for DJ Kevin Stew, working on the night shift. The night shift radio show won't go changing like the weather, just to please the devil never. Will DJ Kevin Stew sell his soul? That's a word and honor. It's Christine representing word and honor. Celestia DJ Kevin Stew.
Cold tonight, and my arms are lonely tonight. Need some midnight love tonight. I need
sound of Kadia Brooks.
Always thought you were the one.
The track is called Midnight Love.
Mind's made up, boy, I'm moving on. Oh yeah, never want to see your face again. Oh no, gotta get my heart back. My bed is cold tonight.
Now my bed is cold tonight.
My arms are lonely tonight.
My arms are lonely tonight.
Some midnight love tonight.
Can you fix that for midnight?
I need some midnight.
You know that's when I get off, right?
Relax, boy, take your time. Give me that slow wine. The mood is right. Relax, boy, take your time. Give me that slow wine. My bed is cold tonight, and my arms are lonely tonight. Need some
I want to say thanks to GMAT Music Solutions for sponsoring this segment of the show,
I need some midnight.
bringing your event to life. You can give them a call, 754-307-GMAC,
It's cold.
754-307-4622. They provide you with musical equipment, musicians, singers, stage production services, DJs, bands. Just tell them DJ Kevin Stew sent you. If you can't call them, look them up, gmatmusicsolutions.com.
Midnight love.
I don't know if he can provide you with a midnight love though. I don't know. You'd have to ask. I don't know if that's one of the services that they would provide over there at GMAC. But thank you for tuning in. Those of you who just popping in, those of you who were here from before, welcome back. Before we went off on the break, as we were going through the list of things to do to learn this unconditional self-love, a message was posted in the pot, and it reads, "That is why it's important to be careful who you allow to be around you, which includes family and friends. A lot of what we say to ourselves, we say after we hear someone say it. And sometimes to practice self-love, we need to remove ourselves from the people who are negative. Get around some positive people and learn new sayings about yourself. Then repeat those positive things to ourselves." Very true. Very true. I agree. Because we do learn a lot from our society. And if that is what your society, that is what your surroundings are teaching you, that's what you're learning when you go into various circles and you consider these your close circles, then that is what you're going to leave with. Do you want that to be what you leave with? Food for thought. 773-789-STEW gets you in touch. 773-789-7839. You can call, you can text. And of course, the Stew Pot is available on kevinstew.com. Don't be afraid. It's a judgment-free zone. So, you also want to love yourself emotionally and physically. Yeah. Emotionally and physically. What do you love when you love someone? What do you do when you love someone? Think of your parents. Think of your siblings. Think of a best friend. Think of a lover. Do you get them gifts? Do you take them on a date? Do you pray for them? Do you spend quality time together? Well, Do you? Love is a feeling. It's also a verb. It's just as much about feeling as it is about doing. So maybe it's time to do a little something something for yourself. Think of all the things you enjoy, the things that bring you pleasure, and just do it with yourself. You don't need to do it with somebody else, just do it with yourself. No matter what that thing is. It doesn't really matter what anybody wants to think of you when you do that thing. That's the point. It's all about you. If you've never tried it before, the idea of doing something alone might scare you, but you can do it. Ever took yourself out on a date? Try it once a week. Go for it. Take yourself for a nice dinner. Take yourself out. I know someone, the first time I heard them say they're taking themselves, they're going out on a date, I was like, ooh, nice. Who's the lucky person? And they're like, me. And I was like, chirp, 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 crickets. And they were like, what? Can't I take myself out? I'm my best company. Why can't I take myself out? I'm like, you know what? You make a good point. And it's funny because as a teenager, that was the first time I went to a movie by myself. I just felt like going to a movie, and yeah, as an older teen though. And I just said, well, Mommy, I'm gonna go to a movie. And she was like, okay, who are you going? I was like, me and me. She looked at me kind of cross-eyed and said, you know what? Have fun. And that was that. That's it. And I enjoyed myself. Now, I felt kind of weird because everybody else that was going to the movie was going with somebody. Whether it be a group or just one other person. They were, just me. And I was cool with that. And I laughed in the movie. And I fought with the fighters in the movie. And I came out and I was good. But I only did it one time. I did other things by myself that I enjoyed doing. There's a place in Kingston upon Queen Hill called Lookout. There are times when I would drive up to Lookout by myself and just sit there and just do just that. Look out. Look out at Kingston Harbor and over at the beaches and over the city and look at the lights and the cars moving around, and I would just clear my head, not think about anything. I didn't know how important that was to me until I couldn't do it anymore. But I realized I also enjoyed taking people that mattered to me to these places. Did I know at the time what I was doing? No. But did it make a difference? Yes. Especially now, when I'm more aware of self. When I pay a little bit closer attention to self. These little things do make a difference. So if you do some of these things for yourself and by yourself, it's good and it's helpful. Because when you start spending time with yourself, you start enjoying yourself just a little bit more. And that's the whole point behind it. Befriend yourself. Feel completely happy and whole even when there's nobody around you. Know that you are a whole person yourself. You know, a lot of people talk about getting a partner and the two becoming one and having that person that completes you. Wait, hold on. So you were incomplete before? Well, if that was your thought going into whatever relationship that you are in, and the person that you become, that you come into a relationship with completes you, that's a problem. Because when they're gone, and at some point they will go, whether it is the end of life, physical life, or the end of the relationship life, do you then become incomplete again and end up roaming around like a zombie because you're incomplete? No, you're a whole person. You go in as a whole person and you're that much better off. Again, it sounds selfish, doesn't it? That you have a concept that will either make you think twice or say, Stu, you're crazy. Either way, I'm cool. We need to stop depriving ourselves of the things that we like, the things that make us happy. Give yourself permission to do the things you enjoy. You don't always need to do the things that make sense or that build your career. But spending time doing things just because you should, because they're important to you, that would make a difference. And that should do it is just because you should do it for you. Here are some jumpstart ideas to loving yourself. Take yourself out for a nice dinner. Paint or any other thing that you enjoy that allows you to express your creativity. It could be building Lego. Do it. Write. If you can write poems, write a book, keep a daily journal, whatever it is, do it. Take pictures. Visit a museum. Cook something, preferably healthy. Drink something. Again, preferably healthy. Read your favorite book. And it could be a fairy tale. It could be a self-help book. It could be even a religious or spiritual book. Whatever it is, if it's your favorite, that's fine. It is your favorite, not someone else's. Yours. Read that book. Get a manicure, get a pedicure. Watch a romantic comedy. Buy yourself some nice clothes. Go to a spa. Try yoga. Dance. And dance like nobody is watching. Because it makes you feel good. Listen to your favorite music. Play with some animals. Just go sit out in nature. Go for a walk. Or just do nothing. Just be still. Why? Because it is something that you like. And it allows you to spend some time with you, to get in touch with you. Because the more you practice these things that encourage self-love, is the stronger message that you start sending to yourself. You deserve it. It's an essential and a fun way to practice self-love. When you're telling yourself, yes, I deserve this. That healthy treat. And if typically your treats are unhealthy, and you switch to a healthy treat, and you tell yourself, yes, I deserve this. Even if you didn't like that healthy treat before, you're gonna start liking it. Because you recognize that, yes, I deserve this. When you go visit your doctor and your doctor tells you, listen, your diet is gonna have to change because this, and this starting to show. And you look at your doctor like, hey, listen, doc. This is my guilty pleasure. You're gonna find a way to either modify your guilty pleasure or find a new guilty pleasure. Because you want to be the best you, right? And sometimes that takes sacrifice. Being the best you. Sometimes it takes sacrifice to truly love yourself. Because it's a freeing of yourself when you start to love yourself. Here's the thing about freedom. Typically, it comes at a price. You ever notice that? When the slaves became free, it came at a price. Some of them lost their lives. Some of them lost family. And when we think of freedom, that's the first thing our minds typically go to. Those being oppressed and ending up free. The Holocaust. These things come to mind. Personal freedom is no different. Learning to love yourself. It all matches together like puzzle pieces. No different. So, when you start on that journey, it's kind of like taking a plane for the first time by yourself. Kind of scary. Well, taking a plane for the first time with someone else could be kind of scary too. But you have someone else to hold on to that you know. When you do it for the first time by yourself, lots of the things we do by ourselves for the first time is pretty scary. I grew up as a musician in church. And I've mentioned this on occasions. I grew up going to church in the Salvation Army in Jamaica, and I started playing brass at the age of 10. And one of the instruments that I ended up playing was an instrument that I was the only one playing that part. And that part is a part that tends to stand out in the music. So a lot of the music I played, I ended up with solos. Not because it's a solo that was written for me to stand up and be a soloist, but that part in the piece is just that, a solo part. And I was a nervous wreck when I realized, hey, wait a minute. All these other parts have support. I'm the only one playing this part. It was nerve-wracking at first. But then I realized also, a bigger picture. We're all playing to produce one sound. So we're working together. You know, it's moving parts of the body kind of a deal. And I recognized then that I had support. So yeah, it did make it easier. But the first time, that first thought, scary. No different with doing something with yourself, for yourself. It can be pretty scary. Doesn't mean that you cannot do it. It can be do. And you can do it. Don't let the fact that you're doing it by yourself scare you. Let's encourage you. Especially if you've been doing things with others all your life. This may be the time where you just say, hold up, give me a minute. Let me take these steps by myself, and then you can walk with me. Because I know that if we have to part ways, I can now walk and walk with confidence. Not to say that it's not good to have someone walking with you, that if you stub your toe along the way, they can catch you up a little bit. It doesn't mean then that you have to do everything alone. No. It just means that you have to be aware of you. And that is where the self-love really shines, when you're aware of you. I tell you, I have a perspective that is just going to blow you away. When we come back at the top of the hour, I'm going to give you this perspective. And we're going to look at the importance of self-love. Right now, we're just going to take a quick little break. And when we come back, Kevin's perspective of self-love and the importance of self-love. We'll be right back. When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in physics, I learned that I'm a loser.
Today in school, I learned that I'm ugly and useless. And in gym, I learned that I'm pathetic and a joke. In history, I learned that I'm trash.
Today in school, I learned that I have no friends. In English, I learned that I make people sick. And at lunch, I learned that I sit on my own because I smell. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me.
In biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid. And in math, I learned that I'm trash.
The only thing I didn't learn in school today?
The only thing I didn't learn today?
The only thing I didn't learn
is why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the ad.
The highly anticipated, much talked about, the Juggling Rhythm Volume 1. This classic rhythm takes on a new life with tracks from both established artists and introduces some incredible new voices. Get your dancing shoes ready with the Juggling Rhythm, featuring international reggae dancehall artist Mr. Vegas, alongside Ian Sweetness, Ed Robinson, Jack Radix, Hezron, Dangling, Joanna Marie featuring Galaxy P, Delly Ranks featuring Jawiz, Ambalik, Christine Alicia, Yishka. Also the new sensations of the rhythm, Zeal, Danger Lee, Marquis Skelenar, Zachary. Available on all digital media outlets. The Juggling Rhythm. Get it, get it, get it.
Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise.
Hi, this is Cara Manti, and you're listening to DJ Kevin Stew, and this is The Night Shift.
Try to run the track when you're ready. If I live for your love. Daily battles I rise above. I live for your love. I live for your love. I live for your love. Ethiopia, I'm thinking of. Jah, I live for your love. The dirty tough and the beer check maga, but me push it for your little harder. The data stand firm, ever holding the order. Straight from Spain town, Jamaica. Hey, sir, always try to do better. Be a go-getter. Keep Jah beside you throughout stormy weather. Take every measure. I am the treasure. You gotta feel this truth. I live for your love. I live for your love. Daily battles I rise above. Jah, I live for your love. Your love. I live for your love. I live for your love. Ethiopia, I'm thinking of. Jah, I live for your love. Plant a seed and the garden will grow. Militant is my tempo. Dereliction won't bring in the dough. Miss and a song can I sing so. Non-stop, but mediocrity I straight to the top. Heart of it stronger when it thunder clap. Trod into Zion and me nah rally back. Never missing the fact that I live for your love. I live for your love. Daily battles I rise above. Jah, I live for your love. I live for your love.
The sound of the real storm.
For your love.
That's the title of the track. Live for your love.
Live for your love. Oh, hey. Emmanuel, I'm a daddy, so I don't fear the monarchy. All when them rise to tsunami, the rod of Moses apart. Emmanuel, I'm a daddy, so I don't fear the monarchy. All when them rise to tsunami, the rod of Moses apart. Lord, me say me not stop trying, 'cause Jah must hear my cry. All when them cut me supply, my soul will never die. Marcus said, I live for your love. I live for your love.
I want to say thanks to JTMC for sponsoring this segment of the show. JTMC Enterprise provides entertainment, tour management, bookings, promotions, event management, social media management. You can give them a call at 678-793-8800. That's 678-793-8800. And feel free to visit them at jtmcenterprise.com. Of course, as is recommended, you get them a call, mention my name. If you're just tuning in, welcome to the night shift. It's Real Talk Wednesday, and tonight we're talking about self-love. The number to call, number to text to get you in touch, 773-789-STEW. 773-789-7839. Of course, you can jump into the stew pot on kevinstew.com. Judgment free zone. All day, every day. If by chance you miss any of the shows and you want to go back and catch something on one of the shows, on kevinstew.com there's an archive. Just scroll down to the bottom of the page. You'll see it down there. A little video archive. All the shows are there. Alright, so I told you that I have this concept of self-love. And it may very well just trip you out. Self-love is being selfish. What? Stu? What are you talking about? Yeah. Self-love is being selfish. And I encourage self-love. So are you saying then that you encourage people to be selfish? Yes, I do. And this is my perspective. This is how I look at it. We're always taught that being selfish is not a good thing. But especially those of us who grew up in church, we're taught to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. How are you going to know how much to love your neighbor if you haven't been taught to love yourself? And if doing things by yourself, for yourself, with yourself is perceived to be selfish, how is that a bad thing? And how is being selfless a good thing? Because you're supposed to deny yourself to make someone happy? How does that work? In denying yourself, do you then lie to yourself so someone else can be happy? Then you're lying to that person too. So, in the end, who is happy? So, be selfish. Learn to be selfish. In that you learn to love yourself. And when you can love yourself, at that point, you'll recognize what it is to love someone else. Not the other way around. I firmly believe that we have been taught to do this backwards. We've been taught to love other people. And then learn from what it is. And that's what we've been talking about all night. Look at how we treat other people. The ones that we say we care about, or the ones we say we love. Look at how we treat them, and then turn around and treat yourself that way. It's backwards. There's nobody that is with you more or longer than you. So why wouldn't you be selfish and just love yourself? Agree? Disagree? Let me know. Tell me how you feel about it. Because I could be way off base. And that's fine if you think that. But I think I'm spot on. And I have no problem telling myself that I'm spot on. In one of those conversations that I had with myself, well, one of those true conversations that I had with myself, I did say it. You know, Kevin, you're spot on with this thing. I never thought of it that way. Okay, there you go. 12 minutes after the hour. 773-789 Stu. 773-789-7839. Why is it important to love yourself? Have you ever, well, I'm going to assume that most of us listening in have had the experience. That sensation when you find out that you are loved by that one person or two. But that's another show. You have to be selfish sometimes. If you don't love yourself, you will not know how to love someone else. You can't give from an empty pot. So true. Thank you very much. So you're right there with me. Good. I'm glad. But have you had that experience where you find out they love you and you hear the words for the first time coming to you from that person? I love you. And you see the look on their faces on their face when they say those words. And it takes you to a very special place. Your heart races, your stomach flutters. And finally you find the comfort in knowing that, hey, I matter. It doesn't have to be a lover kind of a situation. It can be positive feedback from a boss. You did a great job. A friend, you're the best. I've never had a friend like you, and I am grateful. An ailing parent that says, I always loved you, even though I didn't show it sometimes. Or that parent that didn't show it at all. I've always loved you. That feeling. That sense of I matter to someone. Or someone loves me, admires me, cares for me. That deep feeling, that natural feeling. It feels good. Good to know that you matter. Good to be important in someone's world. Unconditional love is something all human beings crave. And unfortunately, a lot of us do not get it from our family of origin. The love that we get is based on actions. If you're good, then you'll get that reward, that good love reward. And it's given out sporadically when a parent or the guardian or the adult in the picture feels like being magnanimous. You know, yes, I can give this love to this reward for you. No. Most people never really experience true unconditional love from another person. And the closest feeling they get is from a pet. The closest they get to unconditional love is from a pet. Funny thing, when you become a parent, you get a glimpse of what unconditional love is in the first, or let's call it the formidable years. That child's beginning years. Because they don't have anything to judge you on. And they take you just as you are, and they love you without reason, without thought, without anything. They just love you. So because you might be lacking in love, and because it is somewhat dangerous to leave your emotional state, positive or negative, to the whims of someone else, and because heartache follows those beautiful words in many cases, it is important to learn how to love one's self. Loving oneself doesn't mean developing a shell and blocking out the world. It doesn't mean having an ego so big that no one can fit into a room with you in it. It doesn't mean foregoing relationships because you only enjoy being with yourself. And while it may be tempting, it does not mean you only have pets for the rest of your life. It does mean, however, becoming comfortable with who you are. It means recognizing that someone else didn't learn unconditional love, has a hard time giving it. It means recognizing that most human beings hurt and they pass this hurt along to other people. When you enter into a relationship carrying what is known as baggage, what do you think the person that you enter into the relationship with, that new person, what do you think they get? They get baggage. Understanding these things can help turn your attention from wanting and waiting for someone to make you whole, to realize that, gee, all this time I have been whole. There are no two people that are exactly alike. And even though genetics may predispose us to certain things, each individual has their own set of fingerprints by which they are known. Even identical twins look alike, sometimes act alike. Different fingerprints. And this means you are truly and completely unique. The fact that alone is startling, that just that alone, it's a spiritual truth when you take a moment to digest it. You are an individual, whole and complete. Each person does what they're capable of doing in their own evolution and journey. Beating yourself up because you did not do something is useless. And most people overcome obstacles and in doing so make a ton of mistakes along the way. And it is why people value age, because of the learning experiences. Instead of beating yourself up, enjoy and embrace your journey and know that what you are learning at each and every moment given to you is important. Every obstacle that you have overcome, have you realized that it's a stepping stone? It's only when you make a mess and a little time passes and it ages that it becomes a message. Yeah, that's all a message is. It's a mess with age. Thank you, 508. Respect that each moment is a gift. Everyone knows someone who got a life-changing diagnosis or news that changed their view on what is important. Self-care, it's important. And you shouldn't wait to apply it. And there's a lot to do and a lot to worry about. And in the midst of it all, each moment gives you a chance to just stop and realize your own significance right here in the space we occupy. Understand this. No one is perfect. The one perfect being that we are taught of walked the earth a very long time ago. Everyone has strengths and areas of opportunity. Don't sell yourself short or compare yourself to others. Don't do it. It's a losing proposition. There's always someone who would take your place at the drop of a hat. Own what's positive about you and enjoy them. Yes, Miss 50. Oh, Miss 508. Oh, the glasses thing. Okay, I got you. Hi, Paula. Practice loving self talk. It may be difficult. Again, it's new. New things tend to be a little bit difficult. Practice self talk, the loving self talk, not the one that you go, boy, you know, you're a real dummy for doing that. No, practice the one that says, oh, you know what, I messed up there, but I bet you I can fix it. I bet you I can do better next time. I bet you that I will learn something from this. How about that? Doesn't mean that you didn't do what you did and messed up. It means that you recognize that yes, you messed up, but you're not living in that mess. Sometimes the things we say to ourselves are the most awful, the most demeaning. Instead of drilling into yourself how terrible you are using self-defeating language, go ahead and reframe it. Use language that builds you up, not the ones that tear you down. Because you don't want anybody else tearing you down with their talk. Why are you going to do it to yourself? It's not an overnight journey. But the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Take that first step to surround yourself with loving care. And that can only start with you. So go ahead and be selfish. I encourage being selfish. I was told recently, I'm going to be the most selfish person that you know. And I was like, thank you. Because this came from a place where the perspective has changed. And I recognize, listen, if you're going to be selfish, I can only benefit. Because once we're connected, I am going to always get the best of you. So please be selfish. Go ahead and do the things that make you happy, because when you are happy now, I get to benefit. Because I am in the presence of someone that is experiencing this joy that can only radiate and be positive. Go ahead, Paula, take it. Because only you can take care of you the best way you know how. And my best way will never match up to your best way of taking care of you. It doesn't really matter how much money I have. If I have $50 million and you have $1, I still won't be able to take care of you better than you, because it's not something you can buy. Yes, the comforts are great. The creature comforts we typically all live for because we're told that we should live for them. But I bet you, if we were all told that the way to go is actually to not have any the stuff around us, but to actually be living off the land and being one with nature, I'm sure everybody would be clamoring to go get it. It's because that's what we're taught. So go ahead. Love yourself. Don't believe the hype that being selfish is negative. Dare to be different. Change your mindset. Or ask the question, wait a minute, where did this come from? Does this really make sense? How does this really compute? Think about it. You're being taught to love someone else as you love yourself. But you're not taught how to love yourself. You're not taught that you should say positive things about yourself. You're told you're not to accept any negative talk from anybody else, but you're going to accept it from yourself? Seriously? How does that work? No. Learn to love yourself before you can love somebody else. Or else you'll be giving them what you are taught as a concept of love, not what you experience as love. Therein is the difference. And that difference is a major difference. What will you say as your first words to yourself, your new truth? What will that be? Will it be that I appreciate you when you take that time and you look into that reflective surface, whether it be your phone or a mirror or whatever? What positive thing are you going to say to yourself that will become your new truth, if you haven't been doing it already? When you answer that question, then you can move on to the rest and continue your journey of self-love. Because with that self-love comes personal freedom. And that is something else altogether. Trust me. That's a ride that, whew, that's all you can say about it.
It's a day, you know. I'm from a babies them, my ladies them, my love no, but you know, sometimes I don't know.
All the times you rain on my parade, and all the clubs you get in using my name. You think you broke my heart, oh girl, for goodness sake. You think I'm crying on my own, well I ain't. And I didn't wanna write a song, cause I didn't want anyone thinking I still care or don't. But you still hit my phone up, and baby I'll be moving on, cause I think you should be something I don't wanna hold back. Baby you should know that my mama don't lie.
I want to thank JTMC for sponsoring this segment once again.
And I never lied to admit I was wrong. And I've been so caught up in.
And this is the moment where we move out of the JTMC sponsored segment.
I'm better sleeping on my own, cause if you like.
And move into the Wake Up and Live sponsored segment that we call Musical Therapy.
You should go and love yourself. And if you think that I'm still holding on to something, you should go and love yourself. When you told me that you hated my friends, the only problem was with you and not them. And every time you told me my opinion was wrong, try to make me forget where I came from. And I didn't want to write a song, cause I didn't want anyone thinking I still care or don't. But you still hit my phone up, and baby I've been moving on, why I say, lose, you're gonna lose.
The sound of G Mac.
Things you say you love.
His rendition of Things You Say You Love.
Can't last too long the way you are shaking. Can't last too long the way you're vibrating. That's why I say, lose, you're gonna lose. Things you say you love, you're gonna
Oh, Kevin, you're so good. Music just turns me on.
Keep messing with my mind. I knew you were wrong, but two wrongs don't make a right. What we had was too strong to give up without a fight.
This is Joanna Marie, and it's all about DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift. You feel for some stew? Check out Kevin Stew.
Thank you, Joanna. On a working class music label. This is a Freedom Rhythm. This is Joanna Marie. Bring it back.
Baby, I walked alone that night, wishing you were by my side. Memories of you and I keep messing with my mind.
23 minutes to the top of the hour.
I knew you were wrong, but two wrongs.
Our final musical therapy for the week.
What we had was too strong to give up without a fight. I didn't want to let you go. I really want you to know I'm missing you now as much as you're missing me. I want it back, even better than what we had before. Now that we realize understanding is the key. Bring back that love and baby. Bring it back. I want you. Bring it back home to me. Bring back that love and home to me. Come drive me. Bring it back home to me. Bring back that love and baby. Bring it back just like you. Bring it back home to me. Bring it back home to me. Bring it back, baby. I can hardly wait to see you. I'm getting anxious already. My heart, my soul, my mind knows this love is one of a kind. My body yearns for you. I'm missing your strong embrace. The ecstasy that awaits us. Have you already nervous? I didn't want to let you go. I really want you to know I'm missing you now as much as you're missing me. I want it back, even better than what we had before. Now that we realize understanding is the key. So bring back that love and baby. Bring it back, I want you. Bring it back home to me. Bring back that love and home to me. Come drive me, bring it back home to me. Bring back that love and baby. Bring it back just like you. Bring it back home to me. Bring it back home to me. Bring it back, baby. Oh, baby, I love when you run your hands down my thigh. You make me feel so high, so high. Yeah, I love your warm embrace.
I know you do, Joanna.
Lay next to mine. I didn't want to let you go.
I know.
I really want you to know
I'm right here, though.
I'm missing you now.
You don't have to miss me.
You're missing me. I want it back, even better than what we had.
Boy, I'm gonna be in so much trouble with Joanna Marie.
Realize understanding is the key.
Nothing I'm not used to.
Bring back that love and baby. Bring it back, I want you. Bring it back home to me. Bring back that love and home to me. Come drive me. Bring it back home to me. Bring back that love, baby. Bring it back home to me. Bring it back home to me. Bring it back home to me. Bring it back, baby. Bring it, baby. Things are not the same.
This is the sound of Miss Shauna Dazzle.
You want me to tell you everything's gonna be alright, but I'm drowning deep inside.
Back-to-back tunes, JTMC related. It wasn't planned, it just happened that way. This is Shauna Dazzle with Love Gets in the Way. Alright. 15 minutes to the top of the hour. This is the sound of IKEA. A track called Good Man.
The world ain't full of them, so when I get mine, I'm gonna make sure be right by your side. Ooh, I really wanna tell you this. When you're not around, the things I miss. It's your touch, your kiss, the little things that make my heart smile. Now I'm wishing you could come on over. Tonight I really need my love. 'Cause all this time you're deep inside, you're always on my mind. You're always on my mind. Oh, baby. In the evening, in the morning, I wanna be right by your side. After midnight, till the sunrise, I wanna be right by your side.
The sound of Etana. A track called By Your Side. And as I get ready to get on up out of here for the remainder of the week, I want to remind you.
Love you so, no matter what they say, me nah leave you. I wanna be right by your side.
Please, please, please look out for members of your community.
I love you so, I
And your community is not just development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide.
wanna be by your side.
So whether you walk, ride, or drive, take the bus, the plane, the boat, or the train, the people that you come across, the people that you pass, these are members of your community. So do something good for one of them today, because you never know who's going to do something good for you tomorrow. Trust and believe you are going to need that help. And in the midst of it all, try to be good. If you can't be good at it.
Youngblood Records.
Rise this morning, give thanks. This life's not guaranteed at all. At all.
New music from Phil Watkins.
Never wake up this morning.
A track called Today.
Today, oh, the ones who never heed judge a warning. Never live to see today. Violence leave a lot of families falling. Never live to see today. A lot of innocent people falling. They live to see today. So if you live to see another day, I tell you don't forget to pray. Jah bless you with His mercy. Another chance to right the wrongs from the choices that you've made. Love will guide you upon your journey. Life is much better when you know what it's worth. Let every step count, let every move work. Here today, tomorrow, say your day and a leader. So set your mind and good living. With that you feel flirt. Waste your days seeking vanity. Flesh thing now go work. Walk fast from dirty liberty road that you know feeler. It best to wear a smile than to wear a dirty smirk. Remember we put Jaja first. A lot of people never wake up this morning. Never live to see today. Oh, the ones who never heed Jaja warning. Never live to see today. Violence leave a lot of families falling. Never live to see today. A lot of innocent people falling. Now live to see today. Give thanks and praise, we still fortunate. Work a breeze, spread the message, cause we still have blow breath. Life, no promise on the road where we check, but Jaja never failed me yet. Rise up in the morning giving thanks. With life, I have a special romance. Me and good health a slow dance. Thank you, Jah, for giving me a next chance. You see the sun, you feel the breeze, you feel the pouring. Not take life for granted. You live another day of a million no morning. As Jah has come, a lot of people never wake up this morning.
Like Phil said, you get up in the morning and you give thanks. Thanks to Sir Rockwell and the Wake Up and Live show for sponsoring this segment. And Sir Rockwell kicks off the the day actually, with the Wake Up and Live show and the Give Thanks segment. Excuse me. The Give Thanks segment at 7 a.m. tomorrow Eastern time on rockbox.net. It's Super Thursday, Friday Eve.
The ones who never heed Jaja warning, never live to see today.
Good night, Julian. Take care next time, yeah.
The clock is ticking while the days slip away. Time is always moving, so you'd better not wait. Every day is precious, I don't wanna be late. When there's love to brighten up our lives, can we keep it real? Cause I don't wanna pretend. I've been thinking about
this is the sound of Tenor Blue.
Just friends. You don't wanna wake up all
a track called Bless Me.
and find the chance for us to pass you by. Bless me with your smile. Bless me with that look of love. I see it in your eyes. Girl, don't test me, cause I won't compromise. Just do me right and I'll be there today to bless you with my time. Bless you with my heart and all the stuff I have inside. Let me take you where happiness abides and let me chase our troubles all away. Bless me. Of advice, listening to your girlfriends, well that may not be wise. They know nothing about me and they're telling you lies, saying you'll find better any day. I ain't got tattoos and I don't drive fancy cars. Keep it down to earth and got my head in the stars. You'll search far and wide but you'll find no bigger heart than the one in front of you today. Bless me with your smile. Bless me with that look of love. I see it in your eyes. Girl, don't test me, cause I won't compromise. Just do me right and I'll be there today to bless you with my time. Bless you with my heart and all the stuff I have inside. Let me take you where everything's alright and let them chase our troubles all away.
So this is my favorite part of the song coming up right here. This little bridge. Pay attention. Here we go.
Now there's no need for frontin', girl. Hey, cause I know something, girl, that we all want love. Yeah, we all need love. So get your head out of the way and let your heart have its day. Cause love, it ain't no crime. Bless me with your smile. Bless me with that look of love. I see it in your eyes. You don't test me, cause I won't compromise. Just do me right and I'll be there today to bless you with my time. Bless you with my heart and all the stuff I have inside. Let me take you from darkness to the light and let them chase our troubles all away. I won't stop till I find you.
Leaving you a little Catalyst crew.
I won't stop till I touch.
If it's not you.
You're my destiny.
Catch you all on Monday when we do this all over again with community and finance. Remember, JE joins us on Monday. We'll find out about the writing of the reggae prescription.
I said I won't stop.
I guess for the night she'll be Dr. JE.
Lord, I love you because you first.
Until we catch up again,
love me.
Stay safe, y'all. Blessings.
Your love sets me free. I'll give you everything. No holding back. My heart is yours, Lord. My heart is yours, Lord. 'Cause it's all I've got. Whoa, whoa.
If it's not you, it's nothing at all. And if it's not you, then Lord, it's nothing. It's got to be you. It's got to be. It's got to be you. No, it's got to be you. It's got to be. It's got to be you. When we seek you, we shall find you. When we have searched with all of our hearts, one day with you, it's more than 1,000 elsewhere. Lord, we draw near.
When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulseemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.